In this episode, we're going to make a simple guessing game using pretty much everything we've learned so far. So to start with, I'm going to create two variables. The first one being the word, which is going to be guessed by the player. So I'm just gonna call it a guess. And let's set our guess to Noah. I want to also be able to store the answer of the user. So I'm going to store an answer, and let's just set it to none for now. The next thing we want to do is actually prompt the user to enter a word and try to guess our hidden word. We have to do it in a way where the user can continuously keep trying until he gets the word right. So for that purpose, I'm going to create a while loop, which is going to go on for while our answer is not equal to the guess. And simply doing a while loop this way, it's going to keep iterating over and over until the answer is actually equal to our guess. So inside of our loop, we're going to set the answer again. However, this time we're going to take user input. And we're going to give him a prompt of guess a word. So now we have a loop which is going to continuously loop until we get the word right. But we also need something to actually happen when you get the word right. So if the answer is correct, you're actually going to break out of our loop. So we can simply add a print message at the end, and we're going to print out you win. And if we run our game now, as you can see, we're prompted to guess a word. And if we try to enter random words, it's not going to work. It will simply keep looping over and over until we actually guess Noah. And at this point, it's going to print out you win and close the program. But now let's say we want to upgrade our game and we want to set a guessing limit. We don't want the player to be able to continuously guess into infinity, but for example, we want him to guess 3 or 5 times. So to do that, let's create two different things. The first one being our guessing limit, and let's set our guessing limit to 3. And then we're also gonna create a variable guess amount, which is simply going to count how many guesses have there already been. After each time the user inputs a word, we're going to increment our guess amount by 1. So guess amount plus equals 1, and that's going to increment our guess amount. But now we also have to check if our guess amount isn't over the guessing limit, and if it is, we have to take a different action than asking for user input. Let's insert a line in here, and let's check if guess amount is lower than guessing limit, and if it is, then of course we're going to use our two lines over here. However, else, if it isn't, we're going to do a different thing. And for that, I'm going to create a boolean. I'm gonna call it out of guesses, and I'm going to set it to false. Now I'm also going to modify our while loop. So the loop is checking if our answer isn't equal to a guess, but also if not out of guesses. Then we're going to continue on with the loop. However, if out of guesses is true, it's going to break out of the loop just like it does when we get the right answer. So in our else statement, we're going to set our out of guesses to be equal to true. The last thing we have to take care of is our win message at the end, because of course it would print out every time you either lose or win, and that is not something we want. So I'm going to make an if statement, if out of guesses print you lose, and then else we print out our usual you win. One error just noticed, I of course meant guess amount and not just guess, because guess is a string saying Noah, it's not the amount of guesses that happens. So make sure to change it to guess amount. And on that note, our program is finished. You can run it now, and you can notice if we try 3 times and we fail, it's going to say you lose. But if you guess the correct word within our guessing limit, it's going to say you win. It was a pretty simple guessing game. You can easily make it much more complicated. You can add many features to it. You can change different things. And yeah, that's it. See ya.